The most underpaid people on earth are women in ministry. Not because they lack skill, not because they lack anointing, but because they were handed a theology that made poverty look like holiness. We're breaking that today. I'm Coach Chelsea, the Business Midwife, and I help women of God birth the business that God already placed inside of them. Not some cute hobby, not a ministry side project, but a kingdom business that generates real revenue. 8K months, 30K months. That's what we're building here. But here's what I keep seeing. Women who are anointed, gifted, called, showing up and giving it all away for free. Coaching for free. Speaking for exposure, selling products at prices that don't even cover their time. And when I ask them why, they say, I just feel like I shouldn't charge for what God gave me. Girl, God gave Solomon wisdom. Solomon built an empire, and he didn't do it for free. God gave Joseph the ability to interpret dreams, and that gift positioned him before Pharaoh. That gift fed nations. Joseph was compensated for it, and our gifts are not supposed to make you broke. Your gift is supposed to make room for you. Here's what the Bible actually says, okay? Let me show you. Proverbs 18:16 says, a man's gift makes room for him and brings him before great men. Room. Room means space. Space means value, and value means compensation. Luke 10:7, Jesus said, the laborer deserves his wages. The laborer, not the volunteer, not the person who showed up and hoped someone would be generous. The laborer, the one who worked, deserves wages. So why are you treating your assignment like it's a charity? Here's what happened. Somewhere in the church, we confused sacrifice with self-abandonment. Yes, we are called to sacrifice. But sacrifice is a spiritual posture, not a pricing strategy. God is not glorified by your depletion. He's glorified by your fruitfulness. A tree that never bears fruit isn't holy. It's cut down. Read John 15. You were designed to produce. You were designed to multiply. And multiplication requires investment, including financial ones, from the people you serve. Now, I need you to hear this next part, because this is where most women in ministry get stuck. And it's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to fix it. So stay with me. Here we go. The reason you undercharge is not laziness. It's not a lack of faith. It's a money one. You grew up watching the church pass an offering plate and struggle to keep the lights on. You watch the most faithful women work the hardest for the least. You internalize that message. And now, even when God has elevated you, even when you have a business, even when you have a brand and even a platform, you're still pricing from that little girl's memory. That memory says, good women don't take up too much space. That memory says, money is dangerous, or it changes people. And that memory says, who am I to ask for too much? And that is not the voice of God. That is a money mindset wound that needs to be renewed. Romans 12:2 tells us to be transformed by the renewing of the mind. So it's not necessarily your skills or your strategy. It's your mind. Because you can have the best offer on earth, you can have the most powerful testimony, but if your mind is still operating from lack, you will always find a reason to lower the price. And here's the thing nobody talks about. You don't just undercharge when you're insecure. You undercharge when you're tired. Now, when was the last time you set a price or a quotable rate when you were depleted? When you've been pouring all week with no refill. Tired women make discounted decisions. And that's not wisdom. That's depletion. A Arrested profit speaks clearly. Arrested business prices boldly. This isn't a reward. It's a strategy. Now, here's what we are going to do different. Because we don't hustle. We don't grind until we break and call it anointing. We rest strategically so that when we show up whole and a whole woman of God who knows her worth, she doesn't flinch when she says her price. She doesn't apologize for her rate. She doesn't offer a discount before she's even been asked. That's what the business midwife process is designed to do. We do the inner work and the outer work simultaneously. Because you can't build a kingdom business on a wounded foundation. I've helped 12 plus founders gain clarity and revenue. Not one or the other. Both. Because clarity without vision, without cash flow, is just a visual. And cash flow without clarity, it's just chaos. So you need both. And you deserve both. God intended both. If you are a woman of God, a ministry leader, a faith-driven entrepreneur, you know that what you're charging doesn't reflect what God placed in you. I want to work with you. In 90 days, I help women just like you build clarity and confidence to actually charge and collect what your assignment is worth. We're talking 8K months, not someday, in 90 days. All you have to do is DM the words gold carry. That's it. 2 words. DM me and let's start that conversation, because God didn't call you to work for free. He called you to be fruitful. So it's time to act like it. Now, if this word hit you today, share with the woman who needs to hear it. And subscribe right now if you are building your kingdom business without the hustle. We don't do hustle over here. So I'll see you in the next one. And remember, you are worthy of every dollar your calling commands.